I feel helpless, worthless. And I know I'm gonna die.
We can't proceed. I'm gonna have to open her up right now.
I feel like I'm in jail.
Imagine starting each day with a burden so heavy it dictates every move you make. Tara Taylor's struggle with weight was just that, a relentless battle deeply rooted in her past, shaped by emotional and psychological turmoil. Her journey on the show was not just about shedding pounds, but unraveling the complex layers of trauma and unhealthy habits that had woven themselves into her existence. Let's dive into Tara's story, full of twists, turns, and some personal insights.
Things in my life that's hard. Because of my size, I don't do much of anything. I don't move much. Basically, my day is in the bed, stuck. It's not easy. This is what I am ashamed of.
Starting from her home in Lafayette, Louisiana, Tara's life was far from easy. With 2 children and a history of emotional eating, her weight began piling on from a young age. Food became her solace, a silent friend who never judged but also never helped her escape the pain. Can you imagine relying on something so heavily, only to realize it's dragging you down? As Tara's eating habits grew worse, it became clear that intervention was needed, something drastic to break the vicious cycle.
Addiction. My food is an addiction. This is my hiding stash. It's when I feel down, I know where it's at, so I can grab me something and got a quick fix. Food doesn't judge me. Whether I'm happy or sad or angry or upset or whatever, I always have food.
Her family, although loving, struggled to provide the support she needed. Tara's mother and sister tried their best, but often found themselves enabling her more than helping. It's a tricky balance, isn't it? Sometimes, despite their best intentions, our loved ones don't know how to help effectively. This part of Tara's story is a stark reminder that a well-informed support system is crucial. Seeing her family's challenges hits home. Even the strongest bonds can waver when faced with such immense obstacles.
Helping her to stay like she is, because it's hard to serve her and tell her that's all you can have. I always end up giving to her. She's my child. How can you tell a child, no, you can't have this food?
I know I can't keep going on like this. Now I have 2 kids who need me to take care of them.
When Tara decided to seek help from Dr. Now, she was at her lowest point. She wanted to be a better mother and live a healthier life, but she was utterly lost on how to achieve it. Meeting Dr. Now was a blend of hope and a harsh dose of reality. Starting at over 600 pounds, she had a mountain to climb. Imagine being told your weight is a ticking time bomb. Dr. Now didn't sugarcoat it. She needed to lose weight immediately to qualify for surgery. His 1,200-calorie diet plan was tough but necessary, a complete overhaul of her eating habits.
I understand that she eats 6 times a day. So if she eats 6 times a day after surgery, I can tell you she's not going to lose weight.
No.
We need to make those transition now to have some weight loss and be in better shape for surgery.
Okay.
Before we move ahead with the surgery, she needs to lose 20 pounds over next month. Tara's condition is critical. She needed drastic change now. I think
Tara's initial days on the diet were grueling. The attachment she had to food as comfort was hard to break, leading to emotional breakdowns. I can't help but feel for her here. Change is never easy, especially when it involves something as ingrained as eating habits. Despite the struggle, watching Tara take those first steps was nothing short of inspiring. It's a testament to the human spirit's resilience, don't you think?
This past month I've been trying to do what the doctor said. But it's really, really hard to change your eating habits.
Listen.
And cutting your daily meals by half is hard.
See all this empty space? That's a shame.
especially when your whole life you've just known to go to food to make you happy.
Continue to follow the doctor's rules, you know, what he says, what you have to eat.
Her first follow-up visit showed some progress, but she was clearly struggling. This is where the story gets fascinating. Despite the hardships, Tara's efforts started to pay off. She lost enough weight to qualify for surgery. A significant milestone. This achievement wasn't just about the numbers on the scale, it was about her perseverance and the effectiveness of Dr. Now's program. The surgery was another massive hurdle, both physically and emotionally. But Tara faced it head on.
I don't think you can go much longer like this.
Yes, sir.
So we need to make adjustment in your eating. We're gonna achieve that with gastric bypass surgery. I'm gonna have to schedule you for surgery immediately. If I send Tara back home now, I'm afraid that this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna see Tara.
Post-surgery. The real challenge began. Maintaining her new lifestyle. Tara had to stick to a disciplined diet and increase her activity levels. This part of her journey was as critical as the surgery itself. Can you imagine making such drastic changes and sticking to them? Her progress was slow but steady, and by the end of the episode, Tara had lost over 250 pounds. Her transformation was more than physical. It was a reclaiming of her life from the clutches of obesity.
10 to 320, you're almost a half a weight that you used to be, huh?
Thank you. Thank you very much. You turned my life around. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm proud of Tara, how far she has come, and she's doing great.
Let's go.
A year ago, I was at the lowest point of my life. I will never forget who that 600-pound person was.
Lupe's story started in Redlands, California. At 39, she weighed in at a staggering 642 pounds and had been bedridden for over a decade. You can imagine the kind of emotional and physical toll this takes on a person. Her battle with obesity began in childhood and worsened after a series of traumatic events. Food became her solace in the face of severe emotional and physical abuse. It's a sad reality that many people turn to food for comfort during tough times. I mean, who hasn't sought out a tub of ice cream after a rough day, right?
Everything I do is hard and it's a struggle. I need a rag for my face. Things are so hard for me. I've lost motivation to do anything for myself. And my body's starting to break down. My weight is taking a toll on my heart, my kidneys, my liver, my legs, everything. I'm in pain and I feel helpless, worthless.
The blood glucose is 423.
Dang, 423.
But in Lupe's case, these eating habits were downright destructive. She consumed high-calorie, high-fat foods in massive quantities. Can you imagine feeling like a prisoner in your body every day? It's a nightmare. And her family dynamics didn't help much either. Her husband, Gilbert Donovan, shifted from partner to caretaker, a role that strained their relationship. He loved Lupe, but ended up enabling her unhealthy eating habits, probably without even realizing it. You see this often in these cases. Love mixed with helplessness and a lack of know-how.
My husband, Gilbert, is my caretaker. He can't have a full-time job because he takes care of me all the time.
I feel helpless. It's just me taking care of her more than us having a marriage. You know, I guess you could say intimacy is impossible. This is way harder than I thought it was gonna be.
So when Lupe decided to visit Dr. Now in Houston, it was a desperate move to save her life. At 642 pounds, she knew she was on the brink of disaster. The car ride to Houston was so taxing that she had to be rushed to the hospital immediately upon arrival. Dr. Now discovered her heart was failing. She was that close to death. Just think about that for a second. If that car ride had been a few hours longer, we might not be talking about Lupe today.
So we're going to try to determine what's going on with her. It's clear that Lupe is in very bad state. She's short of breath, she cannot walk, she cannot stand, she cannot move, she cannot breathe. But at her weight, any number of things could be creating a serious medical issue for her. And if we don't find it fast, it may be too late to save her.
Dr. Now's advice was straightforward but brutal. Lupe had to overhaul her eating habits and lose a significant amount of weight before he would even consider bariatric surgery. He prescribed a strict 1,000-calorie diet, lean proteins, vegetables, and absolutely no junk food. Sounds simple, right? But for someone like Lupe, it was an enormous challenge. Imagine being asked to change your entire way of life overnight. I can barely manage to switch my morning coffee routine.
What seems to be your biggest challenge with your eating habit?
I'm an emotional eater. I get bad anxiety. And then I'll eat food until I get sick.
Who brings you the food?
My husband and my family.
They don't realize that they are killing you?
No.
No?
I think they do it because they love me.
Okay. All right, let's see if we can get you in bed. We got a very pathological situation here.
Lupe's progress was painfully slow at first. During her second visit to Dr. Now, she had actually gained 84 pounds instead of losing. It was a heartbreaking and frustrating moment. So, Dr. Now denied her the weight loss surgery. Dr. Now was firm but compassionate, reminding her that the path to weight loss is rarely straightforward. There are highs and lows, and the mental struggle can be just as tough as the physical one. It's a reminder that these journeys are marathons, not sprints.
It's not a game. One small thing can push you over the edge right now, and you won't be able to make it. If you want to change the situation, the whole family is going to have to cooperate. You understand?
It's hard eating healthy, but I know I have to do it with her. I don't know how to eat healthy. I don't know how to make healthy. So this is something I gotta learn how to cook.
I know it's not gonna be easy.
Lupe eventually recovered and continued to lose weight. She dropped an astounding 300 pounds, though she still feared walking. The episode ended with Dr. Now encouraging her to get out of bed and Lupe promising to stick to her weight loss plan and exercises. Reflecting on her story, it's clear that this journey is about so much more than just losing pounds. It's about reclaiming your life.
I couldn't stand on that scale without balance.
You sure the issue is not you don't want to get on a scale?
You've seen that since I've gotten here, when I first got here to when I was in the hospital, I've lost a lot of weight. I was walking in the hospital, then I got sick, I was good, I was not. So I'm barely starting to get out of bed again, that's what I'm saying.
You're not walking at home?
My house is nothing but ceramic tile. It's very slippery in there. I'm not getting therapy. I'm not getting anything. It's just...
Have you ever wondered what it's like to turn your life around completely? Kirsten Perez's journey on the show is one of those stories that hits you right in the feels. It's packed with struggle, transformation, and resilience, all presented with a raw honesty that makes it impossible to look away. Like many participants on the show, Kirsten didn't wake up one day weighing over 600 pounds. Her weight gain was a slow, painful process fueled by emotional turmoil, unhealthy habits, and a lack of proper support.
I'm coming. Just a minute. I'm coming, honey. It's all right. You can't see what?
The bench, Mom!
Okay, you're fine. It's right under you.
I need over!
Over which way? This way. Sit down. You're fine. You're fine. You're good now. Just take a breath.
Thinking back to her childhood, Kirsten's story is heart-wrenching. Childhood is supposed to be a time of joy and discovery, but for Kirsten, it was marred by trauma. Growing up in a chaotic environment, she sought comfort in food. As a teenager, she gang raped and turned to overeating as a coping mechanism. By adulthood, food had become her main source of solace, and she found herself weighing a staggering 612 pounds, barely able to move. Fearing she might become bedridden, Kirsten made the brave decision to seek help from Dr. Now, a name synonymous with tough love in the world of weight loss.
We were drinking, and it's the first time I ever used cocaine. I don't really remember a lot, but multiple guys took turns. And after that's when I started not caring about a lot of stuff. And I kept eating, and maybe I ate. I was hoping to just keep people away from me. I don't know. I got deeper into drugs as well. And I started living with drug dealers.
Family dynamics play a huge role in anyone's weight loss journey, and Kirsten's family was no exception. They loved her, sure, But their attempts to comfort her often meant enabling her unhealthy habits. Her mother, her main caregiver, helped with personal tasks that Kirsten couldn't manage due to her size. It's a grim reminder of how super morbid obesity can strip away one's dignity and independence. Can you imagine how humiliating and degrading that must feel?
So my parents took me in because I had nowhere to go and I could not take care of myself. I've been living with my parents for 8 months now, with my daughter and her boyfriend, and me and my 14-year-old son have to share a bedroom. The whole time I've been here, I've been completely clean.
Driven by sheer desperation, Kirsten's visit to Dr. Now was her last hope. Dr. Now's advice was simple but daunting. Kirsten needed to lose a significant amount of weight on her own before surgery was an option. This meant a strict diet and drastically reducing her calorie intake. Imagine being told to give up the very thing that's been your comfort for so long. It's like asking someone to cut off their lifeline. But Kirsten, fueled by her will to live, took on the challenge.
Her stamina is evidence that her body is in very bad shape. If she doesn't lose weight, I don't think she's gonna last too long. She's at the point that her body is ready to give up. You know, being 600 pounds and not being very active, I don't know if you can live 5 years. Because if you get pneumonia or you get a cold, you're not gonna pull through that.
That's what I'm scared of the most.
She moved to Houston to be closer to Dr. Now and start her weight loss journey. But the road was far from smooth. After her bariatric surgery, Kirsten and her son relocated to Washington because of his discomfort in Houston and behavioral issues. Relocating could have thrown her off track, but with the help of her therapist, she started seeing life in a more positive light. It's amazing how mental health support can make such a difference in physical health journeys.
These are pretty heavy.
This is scary but exciting. I've never lived anywhere but Washington. But I'm so thankful that my family's helping me to do this, so I have this chance. I'm too heavy for a normal bed, so my dad's building one out of cinder blocks for me. I have a bed, but nobody else does. We won't have any furniture.
Ann Jeanette, at just 30 years old and weighing nearly 680 pounds, turned to the show for help. Imagine living in such a miserable condition since childhood, battling weight issues with no support. Food was her comfort, especially during emotional times, leading to uncontrollable binge eating. Can you imagine being in a cycle where food is both a friend and an enemy? Stick around to see how her story unfolds.
It's excruciatingly painful. So I need help from my girlfriend just to get to my feet. And just doing that is becoming more and more difficult.
Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Ann and Jeanette's family dynamics were no walk in the park either. Her relationship with her family was strained, but her girlfriend, Erica, was her rock. Erica's unwavering support was crucial. Love can be a powerful motivator and a safety net, and Erica was both for Ann Jeanette. However, relying on Erica for everything, from standing up to basic chores, made Ann Jeanette realize the urgent need for change. It's fascinating how love can push us to face our deepest fears and take action.
Caretaker, like I'm a child. I just feel like, what did I get myself into that I have to have somebody else shower me? So I hate it. And I hate my life. I hate it for myself, and I hate it for Erica too.
So, Ann Jeanette decided to visit the famous DR, Now. If you know Dr. Now, you know he doesn't sugarcoat things. Ann Jeanette's first meeting was a wake-up call. Dr. Now's brutal honesty and stark health assessment were a reality check. He laid out the harsh truth and the drastic changes she needed to make. Imagine being told that you need to overhaul your lifestyle completely. It's daunting, but sometimes that tough love is necessary.
9 pounds and you're 5'1", huh?
Yeah.
Your BMI is 128. You're probably one of the highest BMI we've seen. So this is very dangerous BMI to have. And with a BMI this high, once the patient become immobile, they die soon after that. So how is your mobility?
It's not good. Not right now. It's not good. I'm normally able to walk.
Mm-hmm.
But over the last
couple days,
just the shortest distance is taking my breath away.
Her progress was anything but smooth. On her second visit, the results were mixed. She had made some progress, but not enough to meet Dr. Now's target. It's a reminder that weight loss journeys are rarely straightforward. There are UPS and downs, victories, and setbacks. But Anjanette kept going, learning from each setback and pushing herself further. By her third visit, her hard work started paying off. She lost more weight, inching closer to her goal for surgery.
Stop wasting time you don't have, or things gonna get much worse for you and Jeanette very soon. And once it does, your health will decline rapidly, and then your body will just give out and you will die. So your only chance is to stop playing games and change now. So lose 100 pounds in 1 month. That's what you need to do. You understand?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I hope you're more serious this time when you say that. I'll see you both in a month. We look forward to getting your weight down and get you in better health, and nice to see you again.
Nice to see you
Okay?
again.
The story didn't end with the surgery. Post-surgery, Anjanette faced the challenge of maintaining her weight loss and adjusting to a new lifestyle. Losing weight is one thing, keeping it off is another. She had to stick to her new habits and continue her journey towards better health. By the end of 12 months with Dr. Now, she had dropped over 270 pounds. Can you believe that transformation? It's a testament to her willpower and the support system around her.
I'm finding more of myself as I work through the things I need. For the first couple of weeks after breaking up with Erica, I really just wanted to eat everything I could. But I didn't, and I know it's because I'm growing and making progress with how I'm dealing with things. So I've been able to stay on track like I need, and Dr. Now says he's proud of me. And if I keep it up, I'll be in the low 300s in 3 to 4 months.